back to Level Up Test Prep. This is going to be an extension on how to write an advanced high school college level thesis for the prompt explain the causes for the rise of the Democratic Party between 1929 to 1969. If you have not watched the first video, please do so now. And I'm going to revise this thesis and add a bit more, add another angle to how you could have written this essay, because it's not enough to explain why the Democratic Party won those elections and rose to power. Simultaneously, the dialectic that you should be aiming for or framing it around is, why did the Republicans fail? So in order for Democrats to succeed and win elections, the Republicans, by default, must be losing those elections. And a good history thesis could acknowledge that in the introductory paragraph or make it a part of the thesis. So I kept this thesis very internally. I believe that this was all just related to Democrats, and I made the nuanced comparison that some Democrats were better on economic and civil rights than Truman. So I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to give you another way to think about it. But this time you're going to incorporate the Republican Party. So this time around, you can say, although the Republican Party failed to meet Americans' calls for greater government involvement in protecting civil rights and economic reform, the Democratic Party's cumulative rise to political power is driven by FDR's aggressive New Deal to curb the Great Depression, Truman's federal and military desegregation orders, and LBJ's advancements of civil rights laws and social welfare programs. The effects, which together forged a new party coalition of working class voters, racial minorities, and women who supported an expanded federal government role in addressing domestic, economic, and social challenges. Now again, I could have brought up foreign policy in this thesis, but I just wanted to keep this domestic and focus on just economic and civil rights. So how do you make an argument competitive, or a thesis, really historically rich, something that shows you really read the documents or you understand the event at an advanced level? You want to rank causes, you want to argue X had a factor, but Y had an even greater factor. Or you could think of it in a dialectical kind of contest between Democrats and Republicans fighting for votes and winning elections. So, although the Republican Party failed to meet Americans' calls for greater government involvement in protecting civil rights and economic reform, so where they failed, the Democrats picked up. And that is one reason why they rose to power, is that the Republicans began to also simultaneously lose power and lose influence and lose elections. So this shows a kind of back and forth between the political parties, and can make your thesis more advanced by acknowledging not only the success of the Democrats, but the failures of the Republican Party. And that is your second cheat code. Thanks for leveling up with me.